is right here in Fairy Tale Garden. You see, this is one of my favorite spots to go, to get away from everything and just fly away on my imagination. Well, do you know what one of my favorite ways to do that is? What do I like to do? Read. To read. That's right, I love to read. Doesn't everybody? I think I like stories so much because of all the different places they can take you and all the exciting people you can pretend to be. And the only thing you need is your imagination. For example, if you know my name, say it out loud. Belle! Well, I'm very flattered that so many of you know me. Yes, my name is Belle, but when I'm reading a story, I can pretend to be a damsel in distress, or a knight in shining armor, or instead of just plain old Belle, I could be Belle, Queen of the Pirates! Or maybe not. But one of the most important things about stories, as you can see, is we can have so much fun with them. And one of the really fun things is we can share them with each other. Well, that gives me an idea. Why don't we share a story, if that's all right with you? Yes? Oh, wonderful. And I know just the story we can share. Why don't we share my story? Would that be all right? Yes? Oh, good. All right, then let's see. We're going to need a few things to get started. And luckily, I have two very good friends here to help me. Can everyone say hello to Christy? Hi, Christy. And say hello to Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
Christy, will you please get the things we'll need from the storytelling trunk? Thank you. Now, if we're going to share a story, I'm going to need some help from all of you along the way. Will you help me?
Yeah.
That was not very convincing. Let's try that again. Will you?
Yeah!
Thank you. All right, then let's start at the very beginning. Do you remember who I lived with in our quiet little village? Who did I live with? Some of you know him, that's right. I lived with my wonderful father, Maurice. And do you remember what he did for an occupation? What was his job?
Inventor.
He was an inventor. He was very smart and very kind. And you remind me of Papa. Come help us share our stories. Papa, everyone. How are you? Good. Look what we have for you. We're going to give you all the tools you need to be a proper inventor. Now, if you could invent anything you wanted, what would it be? A car? Oh my goodness, that sounds like quite a complicated invention. Now my papa was not the only one who paid attention to me in our village, was he? No. Who else was? Gaston! That's right! Was Gaston strong? Oh yes, was Gaston handsome? Well, he thought he was, didn't he? Was Gaston standing here in the blue? I think so! It's Gaston! Do you think Gaston will be nice today and mind his manners? I sure hope so. He can be positively primeval sometimes, can't he? Not to mention rude and conceited and, well, he looks so strong. Show everyone those muscles. Now, Gaston had a one-track mind, and he was always saying, "You will marry me, Belle." Can you say that? You will marry me. And no matter how many times I refused, he kept on saying, can you say it again?
Say it again.
You will marry me, Belle. That's right. Oh. Now, even though I sent Gaston away, he never really gave up. Wait right here for me. Now, one fine day, my papa set off on a long journey to take one of his inventions to the fair. But you got lost in a dark road, didn't you? And he was chased by, well, do you remember what he was chased by?
Wolves.
Wolves, that's right. Can everyone put on their wolf ears? Put on those wolf ears. And on the count of 3, we'll howl like wolves. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Why, Papa, are you frightened? I know I could be. And as luck would have it, you were thrown from your horse. for he found shelter in what he thought was an abandoned castle. But it wasn't abandoned at all, was it? No, you met many new friends there, didn't you? And here they are now! Mrs. Potts, Chip, Cotsworth, and Lumiere Destiny! They look wonderful, don't they? They were all once in the service of the master of the house, but had been transformed into these
Cindy
objects
Brady.
when a spell had been placed over the entire household. Now when our horse Philippe returned home without Papa, I knew something was not right. So Philippe took me back to where they had been separated, and I discovered not only Lumiere, Codsworth, Chip, and Mrs. Potts, but someone who was known only as the Beast! That's right, he's sitting right there in the blue shirt with the sunglasses on his head. How are you doing today, Lumiere? Doing well? You're doing such a good job holding your candlesticks up so you don't trip any wax. And Codsworth, are you keeping track of time? Oh, good. Well, Chip, where did you get an idea for a ball gown like that? You look lovely. And Mrs. Potts, will you make us some tea? Oh, thank you. Her tea is delicious. Oh, my ladies and gentlemen, we have the Beast! The Beast had taken my father prisoner and would only set him free if I would become prisoner in his place. This I did willingly. Bye-bye, Papa. On my very first night in the Beast's castle, I discovered the magic rose. And I learned that the Beast had not always been a beast. But if he could fall in love before the last petal of the rose fell off and was loved in return, then he and everyone else in the castle would be changed back to their former selves. If not, he would remain a beast for how long?
Ever.
Forever. That's right. That is such a long time. And to make matters worse, we did not get along at all at first, did we? No, exactly. Partly because you growled a lot. Can we hear one? You were louder than that. That's more like it. But then, one special night, something magical began to happen. And suddenly, everyone in the castle felt like dancing. There was a little spot here. There you go. You've been practicing, haven't you? Aren't they wonderful dancers? Give them a round of applause. Good job, everybody. Very well done. Good job, boys. Now put your arms. And everyone, take a bow. They were wonderful dancers. There was something there that wasn't there before. The Beast had begun to care about me. He cared so much that he even let me return home to my father, who was ill. Thank you, Beast. He gave me a magic mirror so that I could see the Beast and find my way back to him. Now, when I returned home to Papa, Gaston came by, and just as he always had, he said, "You will marry me, Belle." But this time, when I refused, he locked us in the cellar, took the magic mirror, and set off to hunt the Beast down. But luckily for Papa and I, someone was there to save us. Do you remember who snuck along? Chip! That's right! Chip was our hero! And thanks to Chip being so brave, I was able to get back to the Beast's castle just in time. When I arrived, the Beast and Gaston had grabbed each other's arms and were wrestling back and forth. But then the fight was over. Fight's over, boys. Gaston had fallen into the moat far below. And the Beast, I fear, lay dying. Go on, my darling. And that is the very moment that I told the beast that I loved him. Something truly wonderful occurred. When the air castless Chip and Mrs. Potts were all changed back to their former selves. And then the beast himself was transformed. He was no longer a beast at all. Do you remember what he became? A prince. He became a handsome prince. Go ahead and do a spin for us. And as the song goes, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme. What is it? Beauty and the Beast. That's right. Arms up, everyone. Take a bow. Good job. This was wonderful work today. Thank you so much for helping me share my story. And thank you to Christy and Tanya for their help as well. I'm going to off to visit with you right over here before we head back to the castle. If we don't get a chance to chat, please come back and visit us at Fairy Tale Garden. Bye-bye, everyone.
Good job, buddy. Grace there. Grace. Wow. You guys were awesome. What'd you think?
What?